Welcome to another episode of This Old Hoopty, where I take this piece of crap and try and make it into something a little more pretty, I hope. Let's get into what we're doing today. I'm going to save you the headache of watching me resand and fix the issues that I already did. I've masked off the areas that I don't want to mess with. I had a run here. I had those little tiger stripes here. Had a couple drips right here. And I had a little run here. So my plan for today is I'm going to sand everything down with 320 to get this extra texture and everything all flattened out. I've already got all the drips off, as you can see. I've already got the runs and stuff out on this side. I'll give it a quick wipe down with some wax and grease remover when I'm done, and then I'm going to reshoot everything across the front clip here. Let me get the sanding done, and then I'll click you guys back on. All our runs and drips are gone. So this is just my opinion, so take it for what it's worth. But one of the reasons why I like doing this kind of thing is A, it's a challenge to see if I can do it, and B, if I screw up, like I did with the runs, because I've never done this before, I can fix it. So I researched everything that I could, watched how other people were, doing the cars, the sides, getting underneath, things like that, and gave it a shot, and I think I did pretty good for the first try, and I know what to do to not have the runs and mistakes that I had in the last try, so I'm going to correct the area that I need to correct, and here is that attempt, so enjoy. So that's my quick Windex wash. Now I'm going to hit it with Prep All wax and grease remover. Make sure I get every little bit off of here so it's as clean as possible. And put on a quick set of gloves. And we're just doing the front clip. So let's keep going. So for today, when I'm shooting the Rustoleum, I'm going to switch back to the 1.3. See if you guys can see that here. The 1.8 that I used last time for the Flake, I'm going to swap that out for a 2.0 tip. From what I read, this passes the Flake a lot better than the 1.8, so we will find that out today. We get the paint mixed up, tip swapped out in the gun. Let's get started. All right, first things first, I'm going to quickly swap out the 1.8 tip for a 1.3 for the paint. Go. Since I just painted a couple weeks ago, nothing really separated in here. Just needs to be thinned out. Okay, we're going to mix this again today at 4 to 1 part of the catalyst hardener. So I'm going to bring my Rustoleum paint up to the 4 right here. All right, let's get our 1 part of acetone in here. I'm just above the 4, so I'm going to go just above the 4. I used a little over an ounce. Let's get this all mixed up so we can get it into the gun. All right, we are ready to spray. Let's do it. That'll do it. Okay, just like last time, we're using the SMR 1150 from speedokote, if you guys can see that. This stuff mixes at a 4-to-1, so it's 4 parts of the clear, 1 part of the activator. I'm using a medium due to the weather that I'm in. This way I can pass my flake through. Now, last time I only did 2 teaspoons of this flake. This time I'm going to do a fair bit more than that. I am going to use about 1/4 of a bottle. And then some. There we go. Get this all mixed up, load it in the gun, and have at it. That is some good looking goo. We got our purple sauce in the gun. Our paint is ready to take it. All right, this time we did it right. There's no drips, no runs, no issues. It's a beautiful color of black and pearl. Sorry, black and purple. The hood is just crazy sparkling in here. I'm gonna mix up another few batches of clear, and we're gonna get a couple top coats on here. That way I can get this sanded and buffed out to perfection. But as you can see, way better than last time. As long as I learn from my mistakes, I'm quite the happy camper. As much as I want to stand here and walk back and forth 500 times because it's delicious, I need to get some more clear mixed up. So give me a second. Okay, I'm gonna do 10 minutes in between each clear coat. All right, so while this little bit of beauty here is getting ready for the next coat, I need to break down my gun real quick, clean the flake out of here, swap this back to a 1.0 tip for clear, get another batch of clear mixed up, and clean up my mess. So let me get that done. I'll click you back on when I got the clear in. That makes life a bit easier to clean up. Just chuck that away. All right, reassemble the gun, and let's get some clear on there. Switch back to our 1.0 tip for clear. Cap on. All right. Activator in, mix it up, and we are ready to rock. Mix this up. Get it in our cup. Let's get a cap on. Looks like I need another glove again. All right, clear's ready.
Hopefully you guys are able to see this color. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but look at that sparkle. No runs, no drips. Let's keep going. 10 minutes, I got another coat. Coat 2. All right, that's coat 2 laid on nice and wet. This thing is just sparkling like crazy in here. Loving the color. Now, of course, it is a garage paint job. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a little dust nip right here and a little dust nip right there. It looks like it went on after the first coat, so I may be able to just sand that out. I may not, because I'm not going to go through the sand into the flakes, because that's going to mess things up again. But you can see that this is a nice shiny purple black finish. I'm going to mix up another batch of clear while I wait. All right, I'm almost out of battery power here, so as you can see, this thing's got a crazy shine to it. We got 2 very wet coats of clear on top of the light and medium coat. So I should have more than enough to cut this and buff it out to a shine, but I'm going to give it a sand and then I'm going to do a flow coat over everything.
Some quick additions to my mental toolbox, since this is me documenting my journey here. The 2.0 cap for the Fuji with the needle and tip is definitely the way for me to achieve the look that I was going for. I did not get, I believe I got one run in the front there. I'll see when I get out in the sun. I'm pretty sure I did, but it was on the 3rd or 4th clear, so I can definitely just sand it out. Other than that, as you can see, everything is nice. And it's ready to be cut down a little bit and then have a flow coat. So the 1.8 I'll use for other things. The 1.0 is definitely the solid tip for clear, and the 1.3, which I'm reassembling now, is for my Rustoleum and other paint jobs. Alright, so for those of you who've noticed, I kind of break up the projects a little bit here and there, and that's due to doing stuff inside the house as well as outside the house. I had to sand this down, get it ready to repair and redo, which is what you just watched me do. And in between that, you saw I built some couches and redid the living room, and I've got a wall unit I've got to build. So the inside of the house is under renovation, as well as this truck under restoration. So sometimes I have to jump back and forth. If you're wondering why I, do part of a project, I do just enough to where I have the time to do this, and then I come back to it and go on to the next part. That's the reasoning behind that. So that way I can get everything done at the same time. And we're also going to be introducing, well, I am going to be introducing a new car to the channel. That way I have something to drive while this is on and off in the garage. So that will be the next video, so stay tuned. I'm going to show you this out in the sun, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Hold on a second. But just as I come outside, the sun goes away? Seriously? So this is 5 coats of clear. I'm still gonna need to sand this down a little and then do 1 flow coat, and then we'll be done for this section. Obviously, I still haven't touched that. For those new to the channel, hopefully you guys can see that. We got custom seats, seat belts, custom headliner, steering wheel, billet, blah, 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 blah. Alright, that twinkle is just impossible to get in a picture, so hopefully you guys are seeing that, because this is crazy. So I wasn't sure about the paint completely, because I still kind of wanted that two-tone paint job until I saw that. Now I'm done. Whole truck's getting painted like that, so I'm excited. Thanks for watching, guys. You know what to do. Like if you like, don't if you don't. Subscribe if you like to keep up with my latest shenanigans, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.